guys need to be in touch. Settle on it. Who will be voted up tonight?
Tribal Council did not reveal a lot of new things to me last night. What it did reveal, however, or confirm, is that Tony knows that she is outside of what is kind of the tight group of five.
Cardio.
What it is also confirming is that she will probe the walls of that alliance to see if there's a way in. Those days, unfortunately, have expired.
It's almost like you know where you stand and I don't. And so I'm always constantly like being told things and then it's not real.
So for me, many times seeing you.
Pretty much no.
Let's answer some Facebook questions. I think maybe the first one that I've been thinking about, that cardio, whenever you start your fitness journey, you need to be careful of doing cardio without knowing the result, or doing cardio for the sole purpose of dropping the weight on the scale, because you don't really want that, especially if you are big in size, or if you're holding a lot of fat, a lot of, if you're just big. You don't want to do cardio just because you want to lose weight, or doing cardio without knowing without having, let's say, practical experience on the result of that cardio. Meaning now that individual A will like, I want to lose weight, I am X amount of kilograms above the weight that I want, so I'm just gonna start running on a treadmill. That's actually not the best approach. If someone is watching this and then they want to lose weight via cardio, just do yourself a favor and then just Google the result that you can get from walking 10,000 steps. Because walking 10,000 steps, what it does is that you get your heart rate up, you burn the fat, but you burn it in somewhat, I will explain it this way. You gain the weight, but you don't leave your body behind. Let me explain. I say that you burn the weight, but not leaving your body behind. Meaning now that I believe you burn the weight, but you don't rush, and then your body sort of catch up with you losing the weight. I'm gonna try to explain it again. You burn the weight at the rate that your body can body is not left behind. Meaning now that when you bend the weight when walking or doing this kind of cardio, is that you will hardly have that loose skin. So now, all in all, doing crazy amount of cardio when you are big, it has a possibility of also burning quality tissue, and then you now having loose skin, which you don't really want. So what I'm trying to say is that when you're doing cardio, try to do cardio that will give you results, and then you won't have to do anything else after you've gotten the result. For example, if you lose the weight too quickly because you've done excessive cardio, it means that you will be left with loose skin because you lost the weight too quickly and your body could not, the rate that you lost the weight was too much for your body. Because you can lose weight and don't have loose skin because your body wasn't excessive. It was at a nice rate. You were losing the fat, and then the body was also slowly firming up. So that is what I'm trying to say. If I'm not making it not clear enough, if someone has a question, you can direct the question in the chat. I'll try and answer the question. If what I'm trying to say did not, answer any question that anyone has been having regarding cardio. And also, if you're watching this video after I posted it, you can just drop it in the chat. But all in all, when it comes to cardio, when you're going to do cardio, you must understand the cardio that you're doing and the results that you're going to get from that cardio. Do not just do cardio because you're trying to lose weight and you do not know, and you have not done the research, or you've not spoken to anybody who has a better idea on what kind of cardio you need to do to get certain results. For me, I'm not trying to lose any weight. So for me, this is the cardio that I do. My bicycle, this bicycle, it goes to about level number 8, where the tension is the most tension. So I normally have it at 5 or 6, and then I just ride for some time. Oh, hey Jaden, hope you're good. Thank you for popping in. I think you've popped in before. Appreciate the support. So as I was saying, that this is the kind of cardio I do. This is somewhat almost equivalent to walking on a treadmill on an incline, not running. Because running, it will give you maybe the result that you're not looking for if you are holding a little bit of weight. I would not recommend it if you're trying to, if you are sort of big and trying to lose weight and build muscle. I would not recommend running. I actually recommend walking on an incline or doing the bicycle at somewhat, challenging level, because you're trying to lose the fat, but not too much at the short time, because there's a fat between the muscle and the skin. So you don't want to just the fat, You wanna slowly, work on the fat. So now the skin, so that the gap between the skin and the muscle becomes less, but gradually, not just, you know. So that's another question I wanted to quickly address. Let's see questions that I got from Facebook during the week. Let's see. Okay, here's a question here asked. Chest day, what do you do first? So, personally, I do whatever exercise that you do first is the one that you have the most energy, and then it's the one where you will be able to push heavier than the others. So for chest, I do 3 main movements. Any flat bench or flat machine movement, any flies movement, cable, fly machine, and an incline. Those are the 3 basic movements for chest. Any flat, any incline, any fly. Because you wanna have a big chest, that's the flat. Because the flat heat over a chest, and an incline, trying to get this top part. That's the incline. And then you fly, you try to open it up, make it wider. So those are the 3 chest movements. So now the question says, what do you do first? I try, and if this week I started with flat as the first exercise, the following week I do incline as a first exercise, and the other week then I do flies as the first exercise. Because as I said, whatever exercise that you do first, that's the one that you're going to be able to give. You still have a lot of energy, fresh. That's one you can really max out. So you try, and the 1 week you max out incline with the freshest energy from your pre-workout, whatever, from your meal. The other week you hit flat first, the week you hit flies first. So that is my take on that. Try to start off with different exercise each week to make sure that each part of the chest, they do get that first preference, they do get that max effort, fresh. Then you can see what is your max, how far you can go, because it becomes very challenging to try and maybe get a PR or a personal record on your second or third lift, but on the first you can definitely see where you're at. So that's basically my take on that first question. Let's see what else we have from Facebook. This one is somewhat a tricky one. Not really tricky, but it's challenging to answer this one. Because okay, here's the question. The question is, help me out. How do you lose stomach fat effectively? So the reason why I'm saying this is somewhat challenging to answer, because I've realized that for each individual, it's different, and it takes time as we're getting older. So meaning now that 20s, ah, no issues losing stomach fat. But now, as you're getting older, 30, 35, towards your 40s becomes very challenging. But my experience is eat less than what you need to. As much as you can, stay hungry as much as you can. So meaning now that your stomach, you are very stay hungry. If you don't want to measure food, how many grams of this and that, stay hungry almost every day, like almost every time. Just snack or small portions. So that will be my first advice. Just as much as you can. All of this somewhat hungry. Do not be aiming to, be full. Eat until you're full. Just on that, there's a place in Japan where, according to some writing that I've read, that this place has the most individuals between, I think, age 90 to about 100 plus. And one of the things that has come out of that place, or from the reading I was reading, is that the people there, somewhere in Japan, the mountains of Japan somewhere, is that those people, when they eat, when they feel that their stomach is like 80% full, then they stop eating. So, if you try to lose body fat and you wanna, read about that, quickly just check that, people in Japan somewhere, I'm sure if you Google, Japan, elderly's eating habits, something will come up on Google. But as I was saying, is that you must try and not be aiming for that full, like overeating feeling. You don't really need that. In your 20s, it's not that uncomfortable, but 30, 35, you don't need that. So one of the things that I would say is that try to somehow to stomach to be as empty more regularly than the time that it's full. That will be the one advice, that just eat less carbs, less sugar, those kind of things, more water, and then once maybe you've been eating less, then you've been feeling, some changes, and then maybe you can think about maybe getting a fitness app to really take it up a notch, where now the fitness app will tell you that for this weight you must be eating these these calories, but that is, you don't necessarily need an app. You can just eat less. If today, your serving of rice or pasta, it's maybe this big or this big, just slowly reduce it. Slowly reduces. So that will be the first thing. You eat less, and then you do this kind of cardio, where it's not intense. If you want to do it intense, do it for a short period of time. Because with this cardio that I'm doing right now, when it's just riding, I do this for longer. But if I don't have time, when I have like 10 minutes, I do 2 minutes of intensity, like at the highest or the most that I can push it. Then I do 1 minute cool down. if I do that 3 times, I am sweating. I am, there is a video where when I'm doing that, one of my lives. But even this kind of cardio is effective. But with this one, you must take your time. Meaning now is to take a week, maybe a month, just this kind of cardio, nothing crazy, because you don't want to lose the weight too quickly. You want to gradually lose the weight. So, there's no the shock effect. Yes, there's no shock effect on your body, and also on, the people that know you, and to avoid, unfortunately, it happens when you lose weight too quickly. Your head somewhat looks kind of out of place. So to avoid that, you try and lose it gradually, and then this type of cardio will assist you with that. And then also eating less. As I said, you don't need an app. You're just starting out. Eating less, more fruit, more water. Just, you would feel when your body is changing, less sugar, all these kind of things, just eating less. And another thing now, when you're at the gym, how do you attack the fat at the gym? With the midsection, there's a lot of exercise you can do, but these 3 should be your foundation. And then after these 3, you can add any other ones, but these 3 should be your foundation. A crunching action for the upper, the upper pecs, a crunching action. So it could be a cable, could be a machine, but a crunching action could be sit-ups, but a crunching action for the upper abs, and a twisting action for the obliques. Could be a machine, could be a cable that moves this way, but any somewhat twisting action to target the obliques. And then leg raises, any form of leg raises to target the lower abs. Like those 3 should be the foundation. Anything else on top of that, your planks, your wheels, your whatever, you can add it, but if you're starting out, those 3 should be the foundation. That's those 3, and then anything else, should follow after that. So that's basically, my take on how to lose stomach fat. Eat less, do cardio with a purpose, and then for abs, do 3 exercises, or have these 3 exercises as the foundation. A crunching action for the upper pecs, leg raises for the lower ab, and then any twisting action for the sides of the obliques. So that is that. I think I'm already 25 minutes, and I think I've probably had enough, or I think I've done enough for today. I'm just gonna hang around a little bit in case anybody watching has any question. I'll put them in the chat, or otherwise, if you're watching this video at a later stage, then just drop your comment or drop your question in the chat. But basically, in this video, I address 2 things: how should you approaching your chest workout, and then how to lose stomach fat effectively. I think I'm gonna leave other questions for different lives. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, I would appreciate if you can subscribe and do all the nice things. For the good one.